Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 Driver Recruitment with Williams, episode number 9 today for the Belgium Grand Prix of Season 1. If you, of course, missed any of the previous videos so far, then can go and check them out in the playlist in the description below. And, of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Currently on 482 subscribers, so if you have recently subscribed, then welcome. Thank you for your support. If you have not yet subscribed, then please do. It massively helps me out in sustaining the channel and bringing future videos regularly to you. But we're going to go ahead then and renegotiate our contract with Williams for the rest of the season. Really, the performance rank was the slowest car on the grid, thanks to Go Masters. And we got a market value of approximately 2p there on the bottom right. So yes, I think this is definitely the definitely Williams is definitely want to approach us over certain other designated drivers that they've had over the years. So yes, we're going to go for medium risk approach here. I think that's probably the best way to go. We get a little bit of extra money of it for the perks. We don't see anything of the other $2 million that we'll be getting. I don't even, that probably goes on Emma's yacht, probably in the Bahamas. So yes, we're sending our contract demands to Williams, and they've successfully agreed for this. So we've got a contract at the end of the season. We've now got our perk fund. I've already put the development feedback on the previous one. I'm now going to put the power mapping just to try and limit engine wear as well. So that's again, that's obviously due to the quick practice bug as well that's going on at the moment as well. So trying to counteract that, and also as well as we move to R&D. Of course, we've got a load of R&D parts on the way. We're still slower than Haas. Unfortunately, they've gone back in front, unfortunately. But I'm thinking of putting possibly one of these major major ones. We've got 10% off. We haven't got a lot of reductions in terms of bits off. We're going to put this minor weight reduction upgrade on the cable assembly. That's going to come in. It's going to bring us close to AlphaTauri. Alfa Romeo have actually out-developed AlphaTauri on the Sashi side in this career mode. So yes, engine wise, we're looking at that gearbox upgrade as well. Again, I've probably moaned too much now about how I don't like the user interface anyway. As well, George Russell's there, 76 focus, nothing I can do that. I did hold back because I thought that might happen. They have been failing quite a lot recently with the R&D parts, so we're going to go ahead and purchase that. It's going to come in just in time for the Belgian Grand Prix as well, so it's not really losing out too much there. But anyway, the other side, we're going to purchase also a minor front downforce upgrade as well. Quite annoyingly, even though it's a minor one, it's not going to come in until the Singapore Grand Prix, which isn't until 2 weeks time on this channel. So, well, it'll be a week on. It'll actually be a week on Monday, but hopefully, but that'll be coming in as well. So that's going to help try and lift us out, because we are the slowest of all. Even Haas have got a better aero than Alfa Romeo at the moment. But moving to Belgium then, no driver moves. That's a waste of an email, Max. So thank you so much for sending me that very important and also very useless email as well. Again, the driver market hasn't changed from F1 2021. In terms of though upgrades, we are ahead now of Haas. So this is good. This is progress. Hopefully, we can show it from qualifying actually, and the race, and make some forward. Obviously, target points after disappointment on Monday at Hungary. So we'll see what we can do around Belgium. It's a good track for me anyway. But yeah, McLaren moving back ahead of Ferrari for the first time since Monaco. So those they're hoping to go through as well, and sort of try and challenge Red Bull. Although you could arguably their on-track performances put them ahead of Red Bull as the second fastest team. But moving to qualifying, then it's a bit overcast. No rain is forecasted, thank the Lord. Otherwise, we would be sliding into Narnia, because the curbs on this game they've ruined Belgium basically. But yes, this is the lap. We can see here we're down in P17. Through the first corner, the hairpin, we get the traction a little bit better out on my first run, first two runs rather, and we do a fraction up on our previous best timers. Of course, our qualifying is complete. We've got an Alpine behind us as well, so we come down the Camel Straight 7/10 of a lap up. We're trying to it'd be nice if we could out qualify both Alfa Romeos. I think that's where we're going to be heading for in terms of qualifying. I know the race pace is a lot better for me, so obviously in the race pace the higher, if we get to out qualify both Alfa Romeos, then that's going to put us up like 15th place, as Russell has out qualified us now. 4/10 up though as we head towards Pouon, one of the world's worst corners on this game. You literally have to lift off, otherwise you go into the gravel trap. Well, not in the gravel trap, you go into Narnia literally. End up at Zandvoort actually, as well. 4.5 up now as we come into the latter half of the end of the middle sector. Slightly down on Giovinazzi, so middle sector is not really my thing anyway, never has been on the F1 game. It's just a little bit worse on this year's game because of all the curbs, the slidiness of the tyres, and also the way that you try and turn in at Pouon, go full out on Pouon, and you just end up in the wall. Losing a lot of time at the bus stop, and then we gain it back on traction at the bus stop. So yes, I thought that was a good lap, a decent amount of time lane. Hamilton, Bottas way out in front. Lando Norris having a good season in his battle against Charles Leclerc. Ricciardo up there, the usual suspect. We've actually done it and out-qualified Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo, so there is progress. Russell though 5/10 back, so we'll see what we can do. From 16th on the grid, it's time for the Belgian Grand Prix.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019 Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed. The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, the surface looks clean enough, but I'm a little bit worried about the track temperature. It's pretty cool out there, which could give some teams difficulties when it comes to keeping their tyres in the right operating window. The cars out there that work their tyres hard and really put a lot of energy through them, they'll be the ones that are better off.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda and Carlos Sainz, Stroll, Ocon, Sebastian Vettel and Raikkonen, a Williams, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Pierre Gasly, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, so down the track here, we're gonna. I'm feeling, because we know that the medium tyre is dreadful on this game. So I'm feeling. You know what? We want. This is a target for points. I'm feeling we go for the old medium to soft strategy. I mean, we might as well. It's one of those points where it's not there. According to this, soft tyre to medium is actually slightly slower, so they haven't really sorted out the strategy really to make it realistic. But anyway, from 15th on the grid, because Gasly has a penalty again, but 5 red lights and away we go, and it's a good start, better than Giovinazzi. Well, I'm going to say better than Giovinazzi, it's actually worse than Giovinazzi. We dive down the inside anyway of a load of cars, try and go down the inside of Tsunoda as well in the other AlphaTauri, but unable to make it work. Then we're up to P11, so it's a good start. We made up 4 places. We're going to have a look, trying to look at Alonso, the end of the Kemmel Straight, nothing really doing there, and we'll retain P11, ahead of Sainz as well. So we're ahead of Ferrari. Sainz having a bit of a mixed season. He's not really pushing for a podium or anything like that really in this career mode so far, unlike he's in real life where he's actually got 2 podiums, although one of those has been inherited already as a typical fashion. But the big battle, of course, is Leclerc against Norris. This is the battle for the best of the rest in the championship. I think Norris is like 6th, Leclerc is 3rd. I think Ricciardo is the one there, but Norris eventually gets in front of Leclerc, and only for then Ricciardo to get in front of him, but then Norris comes back at Leclerc and is able to get back in front. So Norris is back up into where he started, P3, Ricciardo demoted to P4. Again, that's battling each other as Sainz tries at the outside, turn the inside. We're going to have to try and give him the speed. Oh, so close to banging the tyres, and I think there is a little bit of a banging there. Doesn't look like there's any damage. Obviously the damage is a bit broken, glitched anyway on this game. So but yes, obviously jumping to lap 5, a couple of people are coming to make their first stops. We're going to come in as well. Surprised the AI pitting a little bit earlier, especially the fact the mediums are so terrible on this game. I mean, the AI should really be looking to do an overcut strategy and pit later, even if it's for hard tyres. As well, that will gain so much time on the softs. So we're going to see how that goes out. Gasly's coming out for hards as well. He doesn't think the mediums. We come up behind Alonso, so we've gained a little bit of time. But we're actually going to gain a little bit more, because obviously the soft tyres are working an absolute treat, and the undercuts has actually worked out where we're able to undercut Lance Stroll as well. So it's P11, but there's quite a few people that are still yet to make their stop, and it's actually P9 when we move to lap 11. So we jumped Stroll and Ocon, and I think we jumped someone else as well, but we're going down the inside of Alonso with DRS and quite a simple move in the end, and up into P8. So yes, we're past Alonso, up into P8. We're getting 3 places now by the strategy working out, so it's working well for us. But Alonso, of course, being Alonso, he's not going to take this line down. He's going to come back at us. Again, the performance of the Williams is still slow compared to the Alpine, especially in the middle sector, just really struggling every time, especially with Pool 1. As Pierre Gasly is having an absolute terrible run in this career mode of ours, and is retiring from the race yet again. I don't know what the AI has done, but it's has had so much bad luck now. As Alonso tries to go around the outside at the end of the Kemmel Straight, and we don't allow him, and he tries to go around the outside middle sector, and this actually ends up worse for Alonso, because Stroll sticks his nose in, and Stroll makes the move right around the outside of Alonso, and Alonso has actually lost the position down. He's down to P10. As we're watching Leclerc and Norris, they've fallen way behind Ricciardo with their battling that's been going on. So Ricciardo is ahead of, that's Perez, and obviously Leclerc is starting to slow up now, because go through is Max Verstappen with DRS as well. So Verstappen is through on Leclerc as well. So Verstappen is up, even though he's had a terrible run of form. Stroll really couldn't challenge us. There was 1 or 2 moments where we were side by side down the main straight, but in the end we were comfortably never going to be overtaken by him, and we were able to hold on in the end for points, good points, P8 as well, making up 7 places. Again, the pace really wasn't there. Pouon is a nightmare on this game with the understeer. Ricciardo gets the podium ahead of Hamilton and Bottas. Hamilton pretty much will wrap up the championship at this rate as well. Russell needs to improve. 18th really isn't good enough. He needs to be pushing forwards, especially the driver we know in real life. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, we retain P9, 35 points. AlphaTauri are level with us now. We've gone back ahead. I BELGIUM on position as well, because my best is 5th place. AlphaTauri's I don't think is that. Obviously they've been both scoring. Aston Martin
Great work
and
out
Alpine
there today.
behind.
Let's have your thoughts. We all underestimated you, didn't we?
Well, you underestimated the strategy. That soft tyre is so OP on this game.
I've heard rumours that you're interested in moving to this team. Is there any truth to that?
Well, if I was going to tell you about rumours, Claire, I wouldn't be telling them to you.
Sounds like there's some work to do back at the factory.
Not when we got P8, there isn't. So, yes, we've got the Dutch Grand Prix to follow. That will be coming on Monday, hopefully, as well. As well, we've got some more R&D points. We've got 1,700 resource points. Again, it's getting to that point where I'm just got to think about where I'm going to spend them, really. Again, the UI doesn't really help me out. We're trying to we're trying to purchase major ultimate and major upgrades, but yes, you can see there that 3 of the parts have already been worn out by quick practice there. I only do quick practice in FP2 as well, so again, been worn out as well. So yes, that's where I'm going to leave it today's video. If you have enjoyed, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. You see plenty more episodes of the F1 2021 Drive Career Mode and other F1 2021 gameplay as when they come out. But until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.